What's up, guys? Mad Fragger back again. I got another fragrance review video for you. And today I feel like I have one. I've said this before, but I feel like this is a very, very special fragrance that I'm going to be reviewing today. And it's going to be a little bit longer review video here, but stick with me because I really want you to hear what I have to say about this one. And the fragrance we're going to talk about is Signature Rose from the House of Zaharoff. We'll start out with the box here. Beautiful box. This plate on the front. It's not a sticker. It's like a plate on the front, and it's got this nice texture to it. Ingredients on the back, batch and barcode on the bottom. Very, very nice, heavy box, and then you got the Zaharoff Z logo kind of going around it. Really, really nice box. And then you got the bottle. Just simplistic beauty here in the bottle. It is a rose fragrance, so you've got this kind of like rose colored juice inside, and got the Zaharoff Z here. And the cap on these Zaharoff fragrances, you give it a little twist, pop the cap up, and then when you put it back on, you hear that click. It snaps right into place. The cap holds in place really well. Now the atomizer on this, great atomizer, and when this thing hits the air, you know immediately, you can kind of feel the refinement, the sophistication, the hard work, the dedication that went into this fragrance, that George puts into all of his fragrances. And I just want to say off the top that I'm going to give you always on this channel my honest opinion on fragrances. I'm not on here to promote fragrances or sell fragrances. I just want to give you my opinion so that you have good information. If it's something you're considering picking up, you're going to be able to pick up something that's going to be the best for your hard-earned money that you can get. Now, normally, my collection lives in the budget space. I'm always on the hunt for budget alternatives, budget options within my budget, which isn't a very big one. But when there's a fragrance that I feel is exceptional, that I feel is worth spending the money to acquire, to add to the collection, so that, you want to have like a few things in your collection that are, that are special to you. And like, for instance, the Manceras, like Mancera is a company a niche company that makes great fragrances that I feel are worth spending the extra money to pick up and to have, even though on the whole, as far as compared to some other niche fragrances, Mancera is very competitively priced and very well priced. And they're about like in the range at at discounters. You could pick up Manceras for about what you'd pay for a designer fragrance. And but it's worth spending that extra money to have them. And this is one that I feel is definitely worth spending your extra money, spending your hard-earned money. And I know that it's hard-earned, especially nowadays. Very, very valuable, and you want to get your money's worth out of what you're paying for, and you're gonna get that here with this one. Now, before we get into the fragrance, let me just say a couple words about George Zaharoff. First of all, he's just a wonderful human being. He is a person that just exudes positivity. He's very has great business acumen, but at the same time, he's a wonderful human being. He's from where I'm from, just what we call good people. And he has, on several occasions, has been known to collaborate with reviewers, with influencers, social media influencers, and he likes to be down there, where he can interact with his customers and with the people that he's making these fragrances for. And I feel like it comes through in his fragrances, the love and the dedication that he has for what he's doing. And he wants you to have the best fragrance you can for the money that you're spending. And these, on his website, this fragrance goes for $145, and for what you're paying for this fragrance, you're definitely getting even more than what you're paying for it. You're getting well above what you're paying, even though it is a little bit on the higher end as far as price goes, compared to some other fragrances that you could pick up. I feel it's worth every penny. Now, Zaharoff, George Zaharoff, travels around the world, around the globe, and sources his ingredients for his fragrances, the best, highest quality ingredients from all the locations that he goes to. He sources these ingredients, he comes back, and he creates these masterpieces alongside his perfumer, Claude Deer. They, they perfume these masterpieces, and all the best ingredients, as I said, he goes around and sources all these ingredients from all over the globe. And I'm going to start out by reading you the note breakdown. And when I read you the breakdown, I'm also going to read you the location that these ingredients were sourced from, because in the note breakdown that you get from Zaharoff, they include the locations where the ingredients were sourced, and I feel it would be remiss for me to not do the same thing. So here we go with the note breakdown. We've got in the top of the fragrance, Turkish Rose from Turkey, Rose Otto from the Bulgarian Rose Valley. Those are the top notes. Then in the mid, you've got Gold Amber from India. You got Jasmine from South France, Red Peony from China, and Bulgarian Rose from the Bulgarian Rose Valley, again in the mid. In the base, Sandalwood from Australia, Vanilla Bean from Madagascar, Sugarcane from Mauritius, which is in Eastern Africa, just neighboring Madagascar. And then you've got Oud from China, Myrrh from Ethiopia, and frankincense from Ethiopia. So when I say that George puts a lot of hard work and dedication into these fragrances, I'm not exaggerating that in the least bit. And, you get that comes through in the fragrance. Now, I'm going to give you what I get from the fragrance, what my opinion is. Now, I haven't had it for very long. I just received these not too long ago. Haven't had the fragrance, haven't spent a lot of time with it, but I have given it I have given it some testing, and I have tested it enough to give you an opinion on it. And when I give you an opinion, again, this is just my opinion, what I'm getting from the fragrance. And in no way is this opinion swayed in any way by the fact that, like I said, George did send me these fragrances to review, but I'm going to give you my honest take on what I get from the fragrance. And what I get is, in the open of this fragrance, you notice right away that this is something that is elevating and opulent and above the board, and just, it's one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. And in the 2 years that I've been doing this, this is one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. Again, if you're somebody who may be a little bit hesitant about rose fragrances, or about fragrances with a floral accord in general, don't be worried about that, because here you've got this fragrance, the rose in this fragrance is used in such a way that it comes across very masculine and very sophisticated, much like Reflection Man from Homage. The way that they use the florals in that fragrance against the other ingredients, it just gives it this wonderful masculinity, but also a beauty to it. And that's kind of what I would attribute to this fragrance here. Is it's just beautiful, but at the same time and in the same way, you've got this masculinity to it. And the way that the rose notes are balanced against the smoky aspect of this fragrance, the incense and the myrrh that's in here, the way that they balance against each other just gives you this absolutely beautiful, professional, elevated smell. And this is a fragrance that is gonna, transform and transition off of your skin. At times you're gonna get whiffs of this, and it's gonna be like a uplifting, bright, energetic, sweet kind of rose. And then you're also gonna get like a dirty, almost a naughty kind of like dark, rich kind of deepness that comes through here, balanced against that the beauty of that rose. That and I've also found that this fragrance is very versatile, and in cool weather, in the cool weather, fall winter weather, this thing is absolutely great. As bright and uplifting as it is, it also has this deepness to it that makes it a great cool weather fragrance. Um, so you're definitely going to get that. And there is a booziness here to me off of my skin. I get like this wonderful, like a really expensive wine, like a booziness that's reminiscent of like a very expensive wine. And that kind of slight booziness alongside the beauty of the rose here, and then that kind of like smoky incense kind of darkness that kind of pairs with it and blends together with it. It just elevates this fragrance to a place where no other fragrance that I've smelled, no other floral fragrance that I've smelled has ever done it like the way that they're doing it here. Like, and just in general, this is one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. But as far as fragrances with a floral aspect to them go, this is definitely the best use of florals in a masculine men's fragrance. Not to say that it's not unisex. I could definitely see a lady wearing this fragrance and rocking it. This definitely can be a unisex fragrance, but I'm just saying, what I'm trying to say is that if you're a man who is a little bit apprehensive about a fragrance that has a floral edge to it, a floral profile to it, don't worry about this here being too feminine, too like old lady. You know, a lot of people use that term, old ladyish. Like, there's none of that here. This is a very masculine, very sophisticated fragrance. And I could see you wearing this fragrance with a tuxedo and going to a wedding. I could see you wearing this with a nice outfit, going out to dinner with your family. And I could see you wearing this even in a casual setting. Now, I haven't worn this in, a variety of weather conditions yet. As I said, I've only had it for a short time, but I feel like it's a fragrance that you would be very versatile, that you could wear in all different types of weather. And let's be honest, most of us are going to be in a climate controlled environment most of the time anyway. But yeah, very office safe, very people friendly and people pleasing. Yeah, just another thing I want to say is, let's talk about the performance here. Um, you're not going to be disappointed in the least with the performance on this fragrance. Now, I would put it in that category of fragrances that this is not a loud, come after you, room filler type of fragrance. It's not. But it's got great projection. It definitely makes its presence known. It gives you great performance, great longevity. I would say, if I just had to put a number on it, I would say at least like somewhere in the area of 8 to 10 hours is going to be a safe, depending on your skin. I got excellent longevity out of this thing. I think it was at least 10 hours when I gave this a wear, and it just continued to waft off of my skin, and just the experience of wearing this fragrance is just really, really amazing, and it just kind of encapsulates you in this wonderful scent cloud that just makes wearing the fragrance such a wonderful, uplifting experience. Makes you feel great about yourself, makes you feel uplifted. Much like the man who created the fragrance. Like, I've never met George in person, but I have corresponded with him back and forth for a better part of a year, just off and on here and there. And George is the kind of guy that just makes you feel better about yourself. Just talking back and forth with him, you feel better about yourself because he's such a positive influence, such a positive force. And he really, really cares that you get an experience that is top of the notch, top of the line, that you're getting an elevated experience out of his fragrances that are going to make it where you're going to feel like the money you spent on this fragrance was worth spending. And it is. And I feel like anybody who picks this up, if you pick this up and give it a try, you'll see what I'm talking about when I say that the love that George put into this fragrance comes out in the fragrance when you wear it, and the experience of wearing this fragrance is like no other. I highly recommend picking this one up. Get a sample, try a sample if you're, you know what I mean, if you're a little bit apprehensive. Try a sample first, but this is one that's worth spending the extra money to acquire and add to your collection, because it's just a next level type of fragrance. I feel that I would recommend to anybody to try this, especially if you've been doing this for a little while, you've been into the fragrance game for a little bit, and you've kind of like wrapped your nose around a lot of different things, and you want something that's gonna just blow you away. That, I mean, this is a fragrance that even if you've smelled a lot of great fragrances, this one has the capacity to just take your breath away with how stunning and beautiful it is. And that's just the fact. But then again, it's also my opinion. And I definitely give hats off to this fragrance. Big hats off to this. The performance is excellent. The presentation is beautiful, and the scent profile is just out of this world and amazing. 10 out of 10 on this fragrance. I give this an easy 10 out of 10. I see a lot of reviewers do fragrance reviews and they give fragrances ratings, and I don't typically do that. I don't, like, when I do reviews, I usually don't give it like a X out of 10 kind of thing. Unless it's a fragrance that's a 10 out of 10, then I'll definitely make sure to let you know, hey, this is a 10 out of 10. And I feel like this one's a 10 out of 10 for sure. Worth every penny that you're going to spend on this. And, you know, the experience that you get with this fragrance is worth spending the money on to have and to put this in your collection. And, you know, like I said, in the past, when it comes to fragrances and, you know, collecting fragrances, a lot of us are, you know, we're looking for that experience, whether it be, you know, as I've done on this channel several times, a clone or a inspired by fragrance that's going to kind of within your budget kind of give you an experience of something else. But this is a case where I feel like it is worth spending the money to get this fragrance and, you know, have this in your collection and just have the pride of having this fragrance in your collection. And when you know, want to take a next level step to an experience that's going to just elevate you and make you feel great about yourself, make you feel confident, you know, whether you're going on a date or, you know, you're in a situation where you want some confidence, this is a fragrance that's going to give you that extra confidence and that extra kind of like uplifting feeling that's just going to stick with you. And thank you so much for watching this video. Those of you who are subscribed to the channel, thank you for watching my reviews. If you're not subscribed, please consider it. I do cover mostly budget fragrances on this channel, mostly you know, fragrances that are in the budget space. But again, like as I've said on this video, here and there's a fragrance that I feel is worth spending the extra money to pick up, and this is one that I feel like you should do that. You should, you know, go ahead and take the leap and pick this thing up, because you will not regret it. 10 out of 10 all the way. Thank you, George, for this fragrance. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this fragrance with others, with my viewers. Although, albeit there's not very many, but those of you out there who watch my channel, I'm so glad, I'm so fortunate and appreciative that George gave me the chance to share this with you. And again, shout out to George for just being a wonderful and amazing human being in a world where that's become way too often few and far between. positivity and just somebody who just loves the other people that they come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. So thanks guys for watching the video. I appreciate it. I'm the Mad Fragger. I will see you next time.